fallen snow that hadn't been drifted.
To 88-year-old George Nelson.
And deep and steep, I just love that. Love to have it curl up in front of you.
Skiing is not only a passion,
just a wonderful sport.
It's a way of life.
We were infantry soldiers trained at high altitude, cold weather.
In World War II, George was part of the 10th Mountain Division, an elite group that endured intense fighting against German forces.
I was in the foxhole right up in front, and we had huge casualties.
But George made it through the war, he says, without so much as a scratch.
I learned to seriously pray. I know that. I've been praying ever since. And my prayers have been generally answered one way or another.
His prayers continued to be answered after the war when he, like many of his fellow soldiers, took their mountain skills and developed ski resorts in the U.S. George developed Lutsen in Minnesota.
Pure love of skiing, I guess.
The Nelson family skiing on Simba.
Time and life and family went on, and then recently George's prayers were answered once again in the form of life-saving treatment for a serious heart problem.
He had aortic stenosis, which is a severe narrowing of the aortic valve.
Mayo Clinic cardiologist Dr. Bernard Gersh was part of the team that took care of George.
We felt that he just wasn't suitable for an open surgical repair, that the risk would be just too high.
George had had 2 previous bypass surgeries, and they wanted to avoid open-heart surgery again. So instead of an open operation, the surgical team, led by cardiac surgeon Dr. Rakesh Suri, performed a much less invasive procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, also called the TAVR or TAVR procedure.
We're able to offer a cutting-edge solution to be able to treat the blocked heart valve without opening his chest for a third time.
The aortic valve opens to let blood flow out of the left pumping chamber of the heart to the rest of your body. Aortic stenosis means that the valve becomes stiff and doesn't work properly. During some procedures, Dr. Suri and his interventional cardiology colleagues guide a catheter through the femoral artery up to the aortic valve. But because George's femoral artery was not wide enough, they accessed the valve through a very small incision in the chest wall and then through the apex of the heart. Once the guide catheter was in place, the heart team deployed the new valve within the old one, restoring blood flow. Dr. Suri says he and his colleagues were pleased to be able to offer this procedure to George.
With our broad and deep bench of our heart team, be able to improve his quality of life. It was a solution that was uniquely Mayo.
Both Dr. Suri and Dr. Gersh know how important getting back on the slopes is to George, a man who survived intense fighting with the elite 10th Mountain Division in World War II, who then went on to build a life full of family and his love of skiing, who is now winning a battle for better heart health.
Very, very lucky.